we go.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming, and thank you to the Massachusetts Civic Association for inviting me. I appreciate the chance to speak to you and tell you a little bit about myself and the campaign. I am running for Congress in New York 1 to take the seat currently held by Lee Zeldin, formerly held by Tim Bishop. I'm a first-time candidate. I'm in this race because I'm concerned about the direction that our district is taking. We need a representative who's here to represent the people, who's interested in protecting people's right to health care and maintain coverage for pre-existing conditions, who's here to make sure our schools become safer places and look out for gun safety in this district, who's here to protect a woman's right to choose, who's here to protect the environment, our clean air and our clean water, and who's here with a vision for a better future for New York 1 economically, who will fight to pass an infrastructure program so we can finally get some wage growth here. We need a person with a vision of the future and a better dialogue in the country. If you look at what's happened in our electoral system, Americans and people in New York 1 are not happy with the representation we have right now. We have two parties in the society, and we need to find a way to bring ourselves back together as one America. And that's what my campaign is all about. That's why I'm running. That's why I want to represent you. I've spent the last 18 months going through this district, driving almost 35,000 miles, listening to people and hearing their concerns. And I'm here to be an elected representative who works for the people and their constituents. With that, I'm going to open the floor up to questions and say thank you.
I just want to remind everybody that the questions are not personal questions. They should be related
to the office for which the person is running, and it shouldn't just be a statement. You, sir?
I don't know if I missed it, but I didn't get your name at the beginning of the presentation. And I was wondering if you'd also give me some of your background before you run for office.
So my name is Gershon. I live in East Hampton. My background, I've been in commercial real estate lending for the last 25 years. I'm a businessman. I'm not a politician. I'm here because I think American politicians have lost sight of the representation they're supposed to be giving for their people. I think we need new blood in the government. I think that was the trend that elected Donald Trump, people's dissatisfaction with politics as usual. I think we need good people and accomplished people who've developed businesses, who know something about growing wages. I think that's the future in this district and in this country, and that's what I'm here to represent.
Sorry, lady in the back.
Mr. Gershon, do you support giving health care to people in this country illegally?
Could you say it louder?
Do you support giving health care to people in this country illegally?
So for people who did not hear the question, first, it's do I support giving health care to people in this country illegally? And I support a comprehensive immigration reform system in this country, first and foremost. And second, a universal healthcare system where everybody in this country has the right, and not just, healthcare is a right, it's not just a privilege. That should be the future of America. We need to control our borders and we can't have open borders. We need to control the people who come into this country. But once you're in this country and you're contributing to our society, you get healthcare coverage right now. And we don't have true universal healthcare, but we do have a system where someone gets sick and goes into the emergency room. They're not denied treatment, whether they're here documented or undocumented. That's not one of the questions a doctor asks when they treat somebody. So we need a healthcare system that covers everybody. And my ideas for healthcare will change what we have right now and get people to seek treatment earlier on in the process so they're not overtaxing the ER system. If we can move forward and not have the sickest people coming in, we will reduce healthcare costs in this country.
Thank you very much. We're only going to take one question on Mr. Gershon. Pardon me? We asked him to speak, although he wouldn't have ordinarily spoken.
I have a question for Mr. Gershon.
I know you do, but unfortunately, we do have a rule that if you have only one candidate, he doesn't have the same position as having
About
both.
offshore drilling.
Pardon me?
I asked a question to Mr. Gershon about offshore drilling on September 4th. He told me he has no investments in offshore drilling. He has investments in
Excuse me.
Luke.
We're going to move on to Judy Pascal, who is running for the Suffolk County Clerk.
He said no.
Judy?
Thank you very much. My name is Judy Pascal, and I am your Suffolk County Clerk. I've been your clerk for the last 12 years. Thank you. Yeah, it's very nice. Thank you. I joined the county clerk's office in 1989 when Ed Romaine was the county clerk. And I hope it's not something I said.
What about those offshore investments there, Mr. Barry?
Okay. My 2 minutes is ticking, so I joined the county clerk's office in 1989 when Ed Romaine was the county clerk. I became the first female chief deputy county clerk and served with Ed for 16 years. When Ed left to go back to the legislature, I became the county clerk because in New York State you must have a county clerk, you must have a district attorney, and you must have a sheriff. So County
That
Clerk's
didn't last
office,
long.
if any of you own property in Suffolk County, your mortgage is probably on file in my office, your deed is on file in my office. I'm also the clerk of county and Supreme Court. If you're fortunate enough to have anything going on in court actions in Supreme Court, that's on file in my office. As the county clerk, I do not perform marriages, I do not give out licenses, but, well, what do? Well, I'm the clerk of the court. So if you're, unfortunately, I cannot perform marriages, but I do sign divorces. So depending on where you are at that point, I may be important to you. I've been the county clerk for the last 12 years, and I know my opponent is not here, so I am gonna respect the time limit. If anybody has any questions for me, I'll be in the back of the room. I am running for re-election this year, and I have enjoyed your support in the past, and I hope I have it again this year in November. Thank you very much.
Time for coffee break. Coffee break.
To the county controller, Mr. Schneider.